Mickey's alive and therapy has its perks. Stay tuned as we discuss RayDonovan, Season 7, Episode 2.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let's buzz.
Hey everybody, I'm Rachel Goodman, and we're here to discuss RayDonovan, Season 7, Episode 2.
Episode 2, you guys.
A good man is definitely hard to find.
Amen to that.
So I'm here with Louisa.
Hi, I'm so happy to be back.
And Erica.
What's up, party people?
All right, guys. Overall thoughts on this episode before we dive in.
I'm not surprised at all. Right from the beginning when they showed as if Mickey was dead, I know inside, that guy, he's so sneaky and just perfected in his ways. Of course he would come back, but some movement. Now I'm finally confirming about Bridget and the affair that she's having and all of that. A bit sad about Lena going back to LA and all of that, which we'll talk about.
Yeah,
but
because I don't think that's going to be a permanent thing.
Yeah, I'm satisfied with this episode.
Yeah, overall, oh my gosh, I can hear myself.
Yeah.
Overall, I really enjoyed it,
Yeah, it was a good episode.
I liked it a lot.
How about you?
I loved that some of our predictions either came true or they didn't come true for me, who played the devil's advocate and was like, yeah, Mickey's dead. Nope, not so much.
Yep.
But yeah, we all kind of knew.
Yeah, of course.
What I found fascinating is this ongoing therapy process that Ray's going through, and I love that they're showing the lows and the highs that are associated with somebody who's going through treatment.
The drinking has picked up again. He goes in for a few minutes and he just busts out. He's like, okay, an hour is not even up yet. Where are you going? And he's aggressive again.
Which is everything that we saw in 6 is coming back.
Yep.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. So let's dive in here. Let's talk about not just Ray's therapy, but everything going on. First of all, we've got the storyline with Ray trying to cover up the situation with the cops. They did show us a preview. They kind of reminded us that the heads were both dumped in together. So that's a tip-off.
Right.
But then we got everything with Ray basically trying to cover his bases. What did you guys make of the alibi situation? Do you think that it's risky? And what do you think, how did you feel about it? Especially the fact that it's related to Bridget.
Ray is pushing it too hard. And Mac's wife is so uncomfortable, and she said, I don't want him to go down as a murderer. The son is already messed up as it is. Like, why do we have to blame everything on Mac? So Bridget was involved too, right? Part of this whole mess?
Yeah. So I like what you had to say about Amber, though.
Yeah.
The fact that Ray brought her the $100,000.
Right.
They didn't. I love how they never really specify what what Ray's doing until we know for sure. And so what I found pretty interesting is that this whole time we know how Amber was affected in season 6 and how involved she was. Just the fact that she has to kind of figure out whether she's going to support Ray or not, and everything, like, you can just see the way that she's playing this.
Of course.
How hard this decision is for her. But even if she kept the money, I was expecting her to handle it differently. I was almost expecting her to take the money and then rat Ray out.
I love that Ray is leaving her the money. He knows that she's in need. And the son.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, and then, how is he going to get the money back? So, it just would have been more drama, really.
And that's what I thought. I thought that he was giving her the money because she's literally a widow who lost her husband. And, obviously, I don't know what I was thinking because there's always something more to it than what Ray is telling us. But I just was kind of nervous that she was going to go and that they were going to set this whole alibi situation up with the concert tickets. And then all of a sudden, Amber was going to be the one to ruin it by telling the truth.
And the alibi with the concert tickets, so good. And Bridget played that so smoothly, though.
See, Erica, how do you feel? Do you think that alibi is going to hold up?
Probably not. I mean, especially I think they were really pushing it with the backstage passes, honestly, because it's like, okay, now the goofy Jonathan, whatever his name is, has to kind of be like, they came backstage and we met them, which is that's not going to work because he's going to be high, or it's going to be some groupie who's like, no, they didn't, or it's something. So I'm pretty sure that I mean, it's a decent alibi, I think. I think the backstage passes it's like too much.
Yeah. So my thing.
Obviously, I guess if they went to the concert, they would go backstage.
Yeah.
But I think, expecting the other people to kind of lie is going to kind of mess it up, probably.
I think they would have been better off just saying, "Can we get tickets?"
Exactly.
For the four of them.
Exactly.
I get because you can register tickets to somebody's name. Now they only ask for stubs, so it's not like there's going to be any record of buying it online under their names.
True.
But that's why I think that it's risky, and I don't think it's going to hold up. Detective Perry's obviously onto them. When Ray told her, she was like, "What? Like, no, I don't buy this."
She's
for a
following
second.
him everywhere.
Yeah, and I thought, and this is kind of jumping a little bit, but since we're talking about it, I thought that she was working with Daryl or somebody else in the family, and she had somebody wired, and that while Ray was talking, that was what was going to happen. She was going to bust in and arrest him. Now, okay, kind of circling back a little. Jonathan Walker Hansen, I don't trust him at all. I think that they're getting him too involved, and I don't think that anyone's going to buy that Ray was at a concert with, no, he's just not.
His concert, the music is awful. Did you see how bad that was? So bad.
And it doesn't matter that Bridget is working for the manager. It just doesn't matter to me. Like, they're going to know. Something is not going to add up, and they're not going to be able to prove that their names are associated with the tickets. But on top of that, kind of was like an off-topic thing here. Yeah. The manager. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're hooking up, right? Did you get the vibe?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
They're totally hooking up.
Lena caught on, too.
And I found it interesting. Lena, she's always the real one in the group, and she's the realist, like, who's going to talk to Bridget and say, hey, like, don't do this or don't do that.
Don't get pregnant.
Right. She said, don't get pregnant, but I don't want it to be, you shouldn't get pregnant with Schmitty or this other guy's baby.
Because she knows that's done. Come on. A woman knows.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's just, I kind of feel bad for Schmitty, though.
He's a kid. He can't take it. He can't stomach anything that they do, literally.
Well, I think he might be the downfall, too, because he's the one who he's going to crack under pressure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think if anything, this whole alibi, Ray, Bridget, everybody might be okay, but then they're going to bring him up and he's going to mess something up, or Amber might mess something up, even if she's not going to make a call to rat out her husband. She still might, when they finally interview her, she might crack. Because when Ray was talking to her, she didn't seem to know what, like, she had to repeat what he had told her, and she seemed very confused about what the story was and how to follow it.
So Mac's wife's name is Amber as well?
Mac's wife's name is Amber.
Same as Ray's wife?
Yeah.
Past wife?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, Abby.
No, Abby.
Oh, Abby.
I was like, wait.
Sorry. That's why I'm like, oh, that's too close.
No, Amber is Mac's wife. Yeah.
Yes.
So, but yeah, Amber is...
Yeah.
Do
we feel anything romantic between them?
No, I am not taking anything romantic with her. Molly Sullivan.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Kevin's sister.
Yeah.
Which they've shown previews. We know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Speaking of Molly Sullivan, we're going to talk about her in a second. But before we do, Louisa, would you care to make an announcement to our fans?
Of course. I want to say, along with these two ladies, that we want to say thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk, because without you, we can't be doing what we love here. If you are on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating. We're also on Spotify. And we have all types of shows for everyone. I always say we are a buffet of TV shows. Go on, research, see what you like, hit that like button, the thumbs up. And of course, as always, a major shout out to Keven and Maria for creating this platform for us so we can do what we love.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys so much for always being part of AfterBuzz TV.
Yes.
Let's talk about the Sullivans.
Yeah, I'm still kind of confused where they came from.
So, all I know now is that they are blackmailing Keven, and that we keep getting Stu just wants him to take care of these people and just like bash them in and be done with it, especially the stalker.
Yeah.
But he seems to, they kind of like, so as we have this whole Sullivan situation, we're also getting Stu, who it kind of feels like he's going crazy, and we don't know why until the end.
So my question, so Stu and Sullivans, are they two different issues?
I think they're two different issues, but they keep showing that they're intermingled.
But, yeah, because,
as far as we know right now, they seem to be separate.
Because Stu looks like he's in love with that woman, right?
Yeah.
And claims that that's the stalker when it's the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
which Ray did not know about until that very...
confused.
Yeah, which was so awkward and uncomfortable. Yeah. Erica, what do you make of that situation?
Not too much, because I'm trying to recall, but I think Stu stalked people before. So, I mean, he stalked women in the past. So it's like not really surprising. Crazy. So he's been in this situation before where he's like stalking women. He's always been sort of crazy with women, I think, all along. So I wasn't actually that surprised.
And have you noticed how inappropriate he is in front of his kids? In the morning on the ride to school, like cussing out Ray next to his daughter.
And not even...
Cracked out.
He's just gone crazy.
Yeah, cracked out.
Kevin Sullivan's another one, though. Yeah. As Ray was leaving, just like everything that he was like screaming at. Because I think the problem with people like Stu and then Kevin Sullivan is that they are not getting a rise out of Ray. And I think Ray kind of is cracking, but he's not showing it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because on the backdrop of all of this, we had Mickey's not so much death.
Right.
So, but as far as, so we get Ray, who I feel like when he went to pay Kevin a visit, he was kind of cracking, but he did not show it. And his, he kind of kept a very straight face. So, but people like Kevin and Stu, it's like they are freaking out because they're not getting the rise that they want.
And Kevin Sullivan, that's the one who was getting that inappropriate blowjob, right? When Kevin walked, Ray walked in.
And it was a
midget.
It was a midget, but they were trying to play it off like a child,
right?
Oh my God.
And that's the blackmail, is that they're going to make it look like it's not what it really is.
So bad.
It is terrible. Yeah, and and we get Molly, and we know that there's going to be something with Ray and Molly later. But
did he hook? I thought he hooked up with her before, right?
Yeah,
I think that's what it was.
Maybe
I thought she was the one where she really liked it rough or something. I mean,
it's that one.
That's who I think, because I think that's why she was like, "You don't remember me," and so I think that's what it is. And he was just.
I remember he turned her around, and he's like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, obviously they knew each other because when he walked in.
I remember now.
Yeah. So.
That was way back. That was last season,
Yeah. So we'll leave our predictions for later in terms of what's going to happen with that. Okay, so we had everything with Ray and Mickey and the drinking and therapy. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Wow.
So,
no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say how just awful of Mickey to do what he did when the mom was sick of cancer in bed, dying. She urinated on herself, and, Ray walks out to get, a towel, sees Mickey, stealing money from the cookie jar. It's just, what a selfish man,
I think, and we go back to the last episode where Mickey was really angrily saying, "Oh, you need to get down and apologize to me and forget and ask for my forgiveness." Blah blah blah. The thing I really love about this show with Ray is that we always learn about his life in little tiny snippets.
Beautifully,
it's never up front.
Right.
And we get these stories like the one with the therapist where he's basically saying he's this 10-year-old kid taking care of his mom with his sister, and that the dad has run off and is shacking up with somebody else and literally just comes back to steal from them.
And your mom pisses in bed.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And it's like no wonder all these things that Ray has repressed, it's no wonder now that is how he is. He holds back from showing emotion. And I feel like sometimes with him it gets to a point where he just explodes. But when he explodes, it comes out in forms like he's going to drink, or he's going to go 1 minute from laughing to crying, like when we eventually get...
scene.
Yeah.
He's such a great actor. When you watch him, you get so comfortable, right? Like, just looking at his face, like, how do you do that? It's just so beyond everything.
Yeah, Liev Schreiber is just one of the greats.
Yeah, he is amazing.
And I don't care, just as random, he better get some kind of Emmy next year, or, like, Golden Globe or something. Well, Emmy's too late, but, like, for 2020, he needs to get some kind of Golden Globe nom or something. He never wins. You need a win. He's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to say that.
So let's get more into let's talk about Terry for a little bit because we're kind of
Terry, lost his phone. How do you lose your phone? Like,
well, did you guys catch that?
It was on the place. I don't think he lost it. I want to say either they took it or he left it there.
Did he forget that he did the Ishawasha? What is it called?
Ayahuasca. Yeah. I think that he remembered. So first of all, after he went on that ayahuasca trip, he woke up and did you guys notice he wasn't shaking as much as before? A little bit still, but not as much.
Yeah,
I didn't
kind
really
of,
notice
kind
that,
of.
actually,
I happened to notice a little bit. I'm not sure if he lost his phone or if he remembered it was there and just kind of left it.
Just to be
Because
disconnected.
I feel like we're already seeing Terry changing a lot, and I know at the start of 7, he was already kind of having a mental breakdown, and we were seeing the meds were making him hallucinate.
Totally.
That one time doing ayahuasca, I feel like is going to change him emotionally. Could be like, obviously some ways might be good, but I think in this case, I feel like it's kind of more like culty and that they're trying to show how negatively this is going to impact him.
Really? So it's not going to be a positive thing for his shaking?
Well,
you think so?
I think that it's associated with these people who are very like, oh, the demons are coming out.
Sneaky. And
and like they're very extreme.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what I think that just the fact that he's associated with them and that he's healing while being with these people who are like that, I don't think he's going to heal the way that, he should be healing.
I think I can see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But
I'm already seeing a change in him, especially when he was talking to Daryl and kind of gave him an attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that doesn't seem like he would typically go that extreme to make that kind of comment to him.
About having no pictures with Dad. He's like, you should have taken it. Oh yeah, that was so mean too.
Yeah,
so out
poor
of place.
Daryl.
And he just died too.
Yeah.
And Daryl called his mom.
I didn't think it was. I don't know. Maybe I'm an evil person.
Oh really?
I was like, I just thought that to me, I didn't really take it as such a change in Terry. Like I know Terry is nice or whatever, but I don't know. I mean, I think Mickey's death is bringing up all of these sort of good times and bad times kind of from the past. And the biggest one was, Mickey leaving or cheating with Daryl's mom. So
yeah,
I don't know. He's alive.
Yeah. No, and I get that too. I definitely think that it's Mickey's death is impacting all of them in different ways. Like we kind of moving on, talking about Bunchy now. Yeah. Obviously, the death impacted him too. But
he's a hero. But he's a hero now.
Yeah, kind of. I feel bad for him because I know that it's gonna have there's gonna be fallout for that stick up and him shooting the guy.
Well, but no, he has every right though, right? It was self-defense for the coworkers, and right?
So technically he might get in trouble because nobody. Like, I don't know the specifics, but just from seeing the previews for next week and knowing generally how, we've seen this in other shows in the past, they could probably get Bunchy for shooting somebody who didn't actually shoot at him first.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Damn, Bunchy.
Yeah. And that's like, I just know too from working retail. Like, even if someone's stealing from you, just you're not supposed to aggressively engage unless,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, unless they attack first.
Oh, wow.
So. Yeah, that's I don't see it going well for him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it'll honestly, I do think it'll all like kind of work itself out in the end. I definitely feel like, the guy was fleeing at the time that he shot him. So, and the person holding the gun on Bunchy was like a different gunman. But I think in the end, I'm sure that probably the public outcry and stuff will outweigh it because it seems like a lot of people are like looking at him as a hero no matter what kind of goes down, I think. So.
And at the end of the day, it is not like in terms of crimes, it's not the worst thing that somebody could do to somebody considering they were being held up at gunpoint by this group. So he was doing it to defend everybody else he worked with, but still I think legally he might be in some trouble. I'm guessing not a lot, but
he's in so much stress. And can't even see his daughter. Just everything is a mess.
Yeah. It's just but so we get all the little moving pieces. They end up Daryl and Daryl ends up finding this memorial piece since they can't actually, bury the body. There is no body,
Right.
which is always a clue that the body is still alive when there is no body.
Always.
Very true.
But we end up getting to this memorial scene where everybody is there to celebrate Mickey's life, and Ray brings up that, the story that he was telling in the beginning. What did you guys make of Ray's emotions? Like,
he
that
was crying on and off. Like, he was laughing, but then slowly that laugh turned into him missing him, and then just let it all out. And then Bridget was upset for him to say all that. But
I feel like she was embarrassed for him.
yeah, but they're all brothers, and she's one of the Brotherhood members right now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you got to take it how they're taking it.
Yeah, I was surprised that we still haven't seen, I don't recall his name, the brother.
No, Daryl, no.
No.
Dario?
No, sorry, Ray's son.
Oh, because he's in the Marines.
Right, I know,
Connor.
but Mickey's dead. Yeah, Connor. So I'm like, why haven't,
He doesn't care.
But Connor really was really close to Mickey, actually.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of surprised that there weren't any clips of Connor, to be honest.
I'm with you there because I feel like if Ray had passed away, Connor might not be there.
Right. I think it would be the same thing. I think fundamentally, the two people that usually bump heads the most have the most in common. So I do think that Connor would be, probably impacted similar to how Ray is reacting, I would think.
And it's interesting you should say that about two people who butt heads having the most in common, because the therapist said, as Ray was talking about, that man never changes, the therapist said, are you talking about Mickey or are you talking about yourself? And I think that's the whole thing, is that they always try to say that Ray and Mickey are so similar. I personally don't quite see it.
I think they are, except that I think that Ray is like kind of
Forgiving?
like Mickey better. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like Mickey's little schemes and stuff always end up kind of like crazy at the end or whatever. He like pulls it out, but it's always like, what are you doing? Whereas Ray is a little bit more methodical. He has a lot, he has better luck or whatever, but then kind of when he starts to drink, then things kind of start to go awry. So I think they both kind of move very similarly, but I think that Ray is just more organized.
I mean, of all the three brothers, of course, Ray would be the one to relate to Mickey a bit more. Dash, completely not like Mickey. Daryl, black sheep. Nope.
Yeah.
So, nope. It's Ray.
I mean, I feel like they have things that are in common. Like, they both take care of business, but I think they do it kind of like what you were saying. They do it in different ways. And I feel like Mickey's a lot quirkier about the way that he acts, and that he is a little more rash, and that Ray's more calculating.
Yep.
But however, their tendency to cheat on people and their tendency to do the wrong thing is kind of there, but I think it's in a different way. And so I feel like when I look at them, they're two different people who might happen to have some crossovers in terms of similarities.
It's one of those things where you grow up, you're like, oh my God, I'm turning into my mom, or I'm turning into my dad. You see the resemblance.
Yeah.
So I think that's...
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I do feel like there's sort of a yin and yang, because I want to say I do recall, I mean, obviously it wasn't the same trauma, but I'm 98% certain that Ray cheated on Abby when she was dying too. So it was like
she definitely did.
So it's kind of like, okay,
did.
So he's done a lot of the same or similar things that he kind of has this deep anger against Mickey for. Yeah. So it is really interesting to see. I think he is, he has more money, he's more together, but I think probably why he's so upset is that he sees himself or he sees Mickey in himself. So I think that's why he's so like, that's why some of his anger is, I think, anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think that the biggest thing is when we see the punch at the end where Ray sees Mickey is alive, and literally that is his reaction, is to punch him. Louisa, you and I were kind of talking about this before the show.
That was an emotional moment. Like, I think the punch came from his happiness. Like, he was so sad and he was so upset. Like, when you're happy, you're sometimes sad. Your hormones get so unbalanced. So I think it was kind of like, F you, man, you're alive, like, come over here, you know I love you. It was kind of like that. Or it's like, why are you putting us through this? Kind of like that. So
for me, I felt like it was I felt like for Ray, it was more like, well, you put me through all this crap. I'm here not knowing whether to be angry or sad over your passing or not, or knowing whether I should care or not. And here you are, you know, it was kind of like, you know, pretty much like how could this, like, just anger for this person who is still alive, putting Ray through all of this. I mean, we saw Ray's drinking again, and they didn't, even though there were a lot of things going on, like, as you know, the plot B with Sullivan and with Fioriti, it really came down to the fact that this was Ray trying to somehow grieve over a person he didn't know how to grieve, because he kept telling himself, oh no, I don't care. But obviously Ray does care on some level, and they have this very complicated relationship. And so seeing him, it's like, okay, you know what, like, thanks a lot for putting me through this. And I think that's how he expresses it, because he can't express it any other way.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Although, I mean, honestly, I don't think that Mickey put them through that much, because he's only been dead supposedly like 2 days, and he made his way back. So I'm like, dude, he's only been dead really. He's like, oh, my dad died yesterday or whatever. So I was like, he didn't even, because he, you know, I think the last time he faked his death, he was gone for a while. So I was like, he's only been dead a day. He came, he found you guys. I mean, you all really were just having a drink talking about him. It's not like you all had a ceremony at the church. Y'all haven't really got the whole thing together yet. So I was just
no
like,
one
okay,
had a picture.
you know, like Mickey came, right? I was like, y'all still looking for pictures and stuff. So I was like, he just died like 2 days ago, and he shows up.
That's true.
So I felt like I was actually really surprised that he showed up so quickly, because I was like, wow, you know, I was like, Mickey has learned, and he's trying to be like the better person and not have them just out there thinking he's dead forever. So, you know, I mean, I get that, I know, obviously people are going to be mad or whatever, but
well,
like, you know.
For me, it's going to depend whether Mickey arranged this or not. Because we don't know. There was in the first episode, there were so many 4-leaf clovers.
Yeah.
So much like that. It makes
Gasoline,
me think that Mickey somehow arranged this to happen.
Right. That's what, like that was one of our predictions. And I still think that's true.
The only thing that would come out of it that's positive is Daryl got a date.
Oh, he did get a date.
The urn. You know, he likes her. He likes that girl.
Yeah.
Jasmine.
Totally likes her.
She's cute. They're going to be together.
Yeah, at least for a couple weeks. All right. Well, did you guys have any final comments you wanted to make about the episode before we get to our segments?
Adding on to Lena, she's going to be held back in NYC again. There's no way she's going back. No. There's just too much to take care of.
I agree. Yeah,
and I thought it was interesting that she was just like kind of the same thing with Mickey. I guess the whole idea of time just seems weird. Because it's like, okay, yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow. Like, really? Is that what you're doing? Like the next day? That seemed kind of a little bit, you know, I mean, I was like, okay, wait, did you tell Ray? Like, what do you mean you're leaving tomorrow? And you could tell, like, even when she's talking to him, she's kind of looking like, you know, she always gets sort of sensitive, like, he doesn't say thank you or whatever. But I don't know. That kind of just seemed like, okay,
impulsive.
That was out of nowhere. And I get that she doesn't want to be alone, but I was like, literally tomorrow? Like, are you serious?
That's what I don't get. When she said, I'm tired of being alone, does she have someone back home in LA, or she just wants to date again?
You know, I don't know, because last season, we know that well, unless there's something going on that we don't know about, we know that she's kind of single, right? Unless there is somebody.
And she's a lesbian, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So we don't know for sure if there's anyone 100% back there, but she did say, I don't want to be alone. Maybe she just doesn't want to date people in New York, especially after what happened last season.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do get the impression when she says that there is somebody particular back there, for sure.
Yeah.
But the urgency with leaving the next day seemed odd.
And also, because, you know, normally 2 weeks. Like,
or not even 2 weeks. But I'm just saying, like, you haven't said anything to Ray and you're just going to disappear the next day. Like, so I can't imagine. Or is she going to LA, like, because he needs her to do something and she's just going to stay there? Like, there could be a lot of different things, but that's kind of surprising.
And one more thing to add is Daryl called his mom, and maybe she's going to come back and discover that, okay, Mickey's not dead. You know, so I thought that was a nice twist that they're including her back in again.
I did think it was funny that she made it very, before she knew that Mickey was dead, she made it very clear, oh, I got rid of all those pictures when I moved into my house.
Exactly.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that was
Palm Springs estate that she has.
Yeah. Well, all right, let's go ahead and get to our weird crime segment. Oh, that is a great soundbite.
Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry David. He's my husband.
That is a great soundbite because
I love him.
This week we're talking about the Cookie Monster, and no, not the real Cookie Monster. Fox News put out an article about a guy basically doing a heist.
Funny.
He legitimately went into a store just to get some cookies. I guess they ran out at home.
Was it Chips Ahoy?
They didn't say, but that would be hilarious.
Very
So
much so.
the article goes, even thieves get hungry. I found that amusing. Police are investigating a bizarre robbery that occurred in Washington state involving a thief who broke into a restaurant and stole a bunch of cookies earlier this week. Apparently, he dropped the cookies on his way out.
Oh no, Butterfingers.
Seriously. So
That sucks. Well, it's sad he didn't accomplish his goals of
of taking the cookies. So that is this week with Weird Crime. You can read more about it on Fox News.
You are great, Rachel.
That is funny. That's so funny. That's a good
Next,
story.
we have some news.
All right, you guys. So since we talked her up so much tonight, we this is an article that appeared in Distractify or on Distractify's website, and really they wanted to know, why did Abby leave RayDonovan, or specifically why did Paula Malcolmson leave the show. And so she, I guess, initially hinted that she left so she could free up her time to do other projects, so she could get involved with other things. And I think the writers kind of agreed because the show was basically on the same trajectory for the first 6 seasons. And so they really needed something to kind of get this show kind of moving in a new way. So it kind of just worked out for them both. And, and they kind of wanted to just take kind of a new approach to Ray. So,
interesting.
Yeah. So,
have we seen her in anything else? She was MIA, right?
Well, nothing that jumps out at me.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that she hasn't been. Maybe I missed it.
Yeah, she's a great actress, though.
She is, yeah. Well, that is very interesting.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. And then she does say this, that there are pros and cons to leaving, but she's left feeling bereft. So she definitely misses the show and her fellow co-stars for sure.
We miss you too.
We do miss her.
Well, thank you, Erica. And that is a perfect time for us to get to our predictions.
Yes.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay. Would you like to start?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So, I still stand by the Smitty thing. So I think in the end, Smitty is going to be the loose piece between him and Jonathan, the rock star, pop star, whatever type of star. I think those two are going to kind of fall apart. I do feel like, since they mentioned burying additional body parts in the water or whatever, so I think obviously more body parts are going to come to light. I do believe that's going to happen. I think actually what's going to happen is, because they showed a preview of Mickey, and I forgot who he was meeting with, but then the woman came in and said she was Captain Sullivan's sister or whatever. Molly. And so I think that in an effort to kind of change things, Mickey's going to go after her. And then that's when it's going to be like, okay, are you going to kill her? Or that's like Ray's booty call or whatever. So I think that's kind of going to add some little extra drama in as they try to now make it seem as if Mickey was the murderer. I think that's kind of going to end up sort of bumbling, to be honest.
Yeah, I think they're still going to set Mickey up to be the murderer. That's for sure. I think still on Ray's mind. Or with all this therapy happening, I think he's going to start to heal and maybe forgive. Who knows? We might see Mickey and Ray go to therapy together. Imagine 3 of them.
That would be kind of funny, though.
That would be damn funny. I would love to see that.
Because here's the thing. I would love to see that, too. I feel like it's almost a parody of RayDonovan. But it would be, I don't think Mickey would benefit at all. It's hard enough with Ray, but I agree with you obviously they're going to try to set it up so that it looks like Mickey was responsible, because I don't think they're gonna tell anyone he's still alive. I think he's just going to kind of hang out and help them and kind of just ghost through.
Because if they know, they're gonna send him back to jail.
Yeah. So now, if he's presumed dead, he can help them and just kind of stay under the radar. But I think that Detective Perry is going to present a huge problem this season. One, I don't think that she's going to stop until she figures out that it's everybody is involved. And Mickey and Daryl did dump the heads in the same place. She's probably going to find them. She's probably going to discover that they were not at this concert.
Yeah.
I feel like Jonathan, the star, the musician, is actually going to flub. Like, he might be the biggest liability of all. Him or Schmitty. I'm still kind of like, eh. And then I feel like Bridget's marriage to Schmitty, I feel like Bridget is going to hook up with the manager and Schmitty's going to find out about it. I don't think she's going to be honest and break up with Schmitty first.
Yeah.
And also on that line, I meant to say this earlier, I absolutely think she's going to get pregnant because I think that's the whole reason for Lena even bringing it up. It's sort of like, okay, so that's going to be sort of the Schmitty, like, storyline is she's going to be pregnant, but who's going to be the father or whatever. So I definitely feel like that's going to happen for sure.
Because they wouldn't bring it up.
Because it's kind of random. Like whatever. So I was like, okay, so she's going to get pregnant. Yeah, she's not going to know who the dad is. It's
and then one more thing to add, I think Ray's going to handle Stu and get rid of him.
Yeah.
I feel like he is a mess right now. He is just a pest, always calling him. I think that situation is going to be handled soon too.
Yeah. And I think we're going to get away. Like, last season was really about the elections and very political. I think that even though we're still kind of seeing some of the same people and some of the same players from last season, I think we're kind of going to get away from that and focus more on what's going on with, the detective and uncovering all of this.
Right.
And the Donovans coming together and trying to evade everything. All right, well, I think that wraps up everything for today. Erica, where can everybody find you?
All right, you guys, my name is Erica Edwards, and you can follow me on all of my social media at Erica, that's ERIKA, D as in door, Edwards.
And Louisa?
You can find me on Instagram at Louisa Charmatian and on Twitter at Lou Charmatian. Also, a happy early Thanksgiving to all of you.
Yes,
you're
happy Thanksgiving.
And I think we'll see us next week. I think we're closed, right, on Sunday?
So we are closed this Sunday.
Yes.
So look for us the following Sunday.
Yes.
We will be probably recapping both episodes.
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
We don't know that for certain yet. My name is Rachel Goodman. You can find me on Twitter at Rach Goodman. Also, if you watch Man in the High Castle, stay tuned next because AfterBuzz is covering both episodes 3 and 4. So until not next week, but the week after, we will see you in 2 weeks. Bye, everybody.
Ciao for now, folks.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.